All right, guys, let's hop into this week's programming. Today, as you can tell, we've been getting really heavy with back squats. This means that we're about to test it, but just not this week, maybe next week. So 2 to 3 reps, back squat at 90%, which is pretty heavy. So at least 2 reps, maybe 3. But most of you towards your 4th and 5th set will only be getting 2 reps. Then just a kind of 1 minute on, 1 minute off work to rest ratio. 12 kettlebell swings, these should be heavier. And then max reps of wall balls. Today's record is 30 set by Justin in the morning class that no one's been able to touch. Tomorrow, so every week we've been kind of switching back and forth between snatches and cleans or jerks. This one is really to work on the jerk off the floor since we've been doing a lot of rack work. So every 90 seconds for 12 minutes. So 8 working sets, and I want you to, start pretty heavy and end a little heavier. I'll probably put a percentage on here as well for you to start out if you know your percentage or if you know your 1 rep max. 1 power clean plus 2 split jerks. And to emphasize a good, catch position in that split jerk, you're going to hold each movement for 2 seconds, okay, before you step back in. Then for time, a very CrossFit-like workout, 15 ground to overhead. So we're looking ideally at doing a power clean to a push jerk on this movement. 135, 95 will be your heaviest weight, and it kind of works its way on down. 15 pull-ups, 400 meter run, 12, 400, 9, 400. Okay. Wednesday, every minute on the minute, 15 minutes. We've got bench press work. So after we did our testing, now we're working back into just volume. So 5 sets. Since we're doing every minute. For 15, we're doing 3 different movements, one of those being a rest, so not really a movement, but we'll say it is. The first movement is 5 reps at 70%. The second movement is a barbell bent over row, 8 to 10 at 2011, and that says moderate weight. And moderate weight means it's tough, but you should be able to stay exactly on tempo for at least 8 reps. And then rest for the last minute. And we want you to concentrate on opening up the hips for the second part, the EMOM for 21 minutes. AMRAP ring dips. You can kip these if you can do the kipping ring dip, that's totally fine. If you need to do a banded ring dip, that's fine. Also, you can do a ring push-up if banded ring dips aren't working for you. Ring push-ups always work. 12 weighted sit-ups, and this is going to be with a plate to the chest. You're not going to be throwing it overhead. It's just going to be kind of sitting there right on the chest. And then 10 barbell front rack reverse lunges, starting heavier and then, again, working lighter. If you can do 15 plus ring dips, kipping or strict or whatever, kipping, then you want to do the movement strict and make it a little harder on yourself. Thursday, we've got deadlifts. So we've got 6 reps working up. So we're, again, working through volume sets, and you'll see these kind of decrease over the weeks. Then we're getting into more interval conditioning sets, 3 to be exact. And I've got these split up based on, how good you row. If you're a pretty good rower, you've been at it for a while, you've got a pretty good stroke, and you can keep a good tempo, or a good pace, then you're going to be rowing 1,000 meters or 800 for females, and then 20 burpees over the rower, so just like we do over a barbell. In the remaining time, you rest, so every 6 minutes you're starting a new set, and it's only 3. Or if you're, kind of intermediate, you're not exactly a beginner, but you're not exactly a hardcore, rower or athlete just yet, then it's a little bit less on your row, a little bit less on your burpees as well. So the goal here is to have about the same time of rest and same intensity, just with lower volume. And then, of course, beginner is going to be a little bit less than that, 500/400 meter row, and then 12 burpee over the erg. So definitely challenge yourself. Don't look at this and say, I feel like being a beginner today, even though you might be an intermediate or an advanced. We're looking for you to pick the level that works best for you, and definitely challenge yourself. Friday, snatch work. Okay, there's a lot of jargon on this, and you'll see Friday kind of how we work through it and how all of it connects together. But I know some of this sometimes snatch stuff kind of scares people away, and they don't show up on those days. But you're never going to get better at it. You're always going to have to avoid the day when it pops up. So just start coming. I know that it's not fun at first, but once it starts to, once the movement starts to hit, it actually becomes really enjoyable. So A is really to open up the movement before we go to B. So A for just 3 sets. So every 2 minutes for 6 minutes, you're doing a snatch push press. That's when the bar is behind your head on your neck. So you're doing a push press and then an overhead squat with a 2-second pause at the very bottom. Then you come back up, you drop the bar back down behind your head, you do another push press, okay, and then another squat, pause. So 4 reps. Then you re-rack it. Then 2 minutes later, or on that 2-minute interval, do it again. On 2-minute interval, do it again. If you can add weight, add weight. You're not going to get like super, super heavy, but you are going to get something challenging. B, every 90 seconds for 15 minutes. So that means 10 sets. 3 stop halting snatch deadlift. So this is where you pick the bar off the ground. You pause below the knee, you pause above the knee, and then you pause at the pockets. About 2 seconds, we'll say. Then you're going to bring the bar all the way back down to the ground and do a full snatch. So what that pausing, that 3-stop halting deadlift does is it kind of sets where the bar needs to hit on the way up before you do the full movement. So it should direct the bar through the proper path to perform a good lift in essence. So starting at 65% and building to 80% if you know what your 1-rep max snatch is. If not, we're obviously going to be starting lighter and just going based on feel. For time, 12, 9, 6, power snatch, box jumps with a step down, ending with 1 400-meter run. So weight-wise, we're looking to be able to connect most of them. You don't have to be able to do like 12 straight, but we do want to connect most of them with, of course, awesome form. If you have any questions, feel free to always email in. If you don't know what we're doing or why the cycle is a certain way, definitely email me, and I can get back to you as soon as we can. Real quick, I want to say thank you for everybody that came out to our 4th anniversary party on Saturday. It was awesome. I felt like the 300 went really well, and the party, of course, was great. So it was great to see everybody kind of come together. I'll see all you guys this week. Make sure you're making it to at least 3 classes, and I will see you then. Bye.